All right, all right, all right. Happy Father's Day to each and every one of you, gentlemen, whether you had a child biologically or you stepped in and raised another kid, or if you're just a father figure in your community, in your church, or just simply where you are. Yes, I had to let you see the CEO shirt because we are the CEOs of our life, no matter where we are. But I wanted to say this. Listen, my name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I am the founder of Global Women Speakers. It's a professional organization of women who are who have riveting, transformational, inspirational, impactful, earth-shattering messages to share, products and services to sell, as well as women who simply just want to network with women entrepreneurs around the globe, like literally around the globe. We just came from Dubai, Paris, Madrid. We're going to South Africa. We'll be in New York, in Atlanta, in Los Angeles, all over the world. And so, really quickly, this is not going to be your average Sunday speaker series where we have guests. Today, I had to come to you live. Let me get water. Okay, I need water because this is so just it is so touching and so moving what has happened this weekend in Tampa, Florida. I'm actually sitting in my hotel room at the JW in Tampa, Florida. I just attended the RiseCon conference. And I can tell you this, I've attended conferences, summits, trainings, masterminds where I've spent a lot of money. Not spent, I've invested a lot of money, right? Because I will invest in my greatest asset. And our greatest assets are ourselves. Ourselves. That's our greatest assets. And so this conference was different. It wasn't hype. It wasn't strictly for motivation. It wasn't for inspiration. It wasn't a, and it, get this, it wasn't even a pitch fest. Like there was absolutely nothing for you to buy with the exception of two things: a branding package, which is something that everyone needs, and two, a ticket for next year. Like literally, that was it. Two items for a 3-day event. That is unheard of. Normally, events are pitch fests where everyone wants to sell a product, a service, a coaching program, a book, something. But this was quite the contrary. And I had to come and share this for multiple reasons. One is I made a statement at the beginning of January. I said that we will do and have Sunday speaker series every single Sunday for 2023. And today had to be no different. I thought about not even having it and, just going to the pool party after a 3-day event to lay out, relax my mind because it's about to explode. It's about to explode. I had so many, not just aha moments, but I had so many confronting, like literally confronting experiences within my mind, within my body, in contrast to other times, right? I knew what was going to happen next. I was prepared for it. I listened to a speaker. I knew I was going to listen to, see what they had to sell. I wanted to either buy it or I didn't want to buy it, or I wanted to connect with that speaker or I did not. Now, this one, I didn't know what was going to happen next. I didn't even look at the agenda. I just knew three things. One is that I had to be here no matter what. Two, that I had to meet David Goggins. And matter of fact, speaking of David Goggins, Navy SEAL, Marine, author, motivational speaker, the baddest man alive, in my humble opinion. He's authored many books. Two of them. One is You Can't Hurt Me. You Can't Hurt Me. And the second one was Relentless. And he is all of those things. And I strive to be those things as well. And I had to meet David Goggins. And the third thing is that not only did I need to be at the event, but I needed to be up close and personal. I needed to be on the front row. And I am so honored to say that I, of course, bought the top ticket because I love the perks. I love the benefits. I love it. And when it comes to investing in myself, I spare no dollar. No dollar. You know why? Because I spend a lot of money traveling to other countries, investing in other people's businesses. I spend a lot of money on a lot of things, going out, self care, first class, dinner, nails, hair. I spent a lot of money on other things. And so this was something that I had to invest in. And I have to give a huge shout out to my mentor, none other than the Nick Sarnicola. Yes, the Italian stallion. He actually was one of the speakers at this event. And when I saw him on the ticket, I'm like, are you kidding me? Nick, I need to be there. And so I bought a ticket. I bought a ticket. And I showed up, listen, as a blank slate, fertile, arable ground, because I knew seeds were going to be dropped and I wanted them to be planted inside of me so they can grow and bear fruits so I could bless other people. And I can tell you, the first speaker that I saw was, I mean, Magic came on first, and then we had like Alex Martin, we had Tim Grover. If I mention any name and you do not know who they are, I am going to beseech you. That means to beg. I'm begging you to Google them. Google Tim Grover. He is a mental toughness coach. He trains Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and a plethora of other top performing athletes. His message was confronting. It made you look at the things that you've done. When you thought you were going hard, when you thought that you were bringing your A game, you really wasn't. Tim made me feel like, oh my gosh, I need to go back to training and get back in the ring. And so that's exactly what I've decided to do. I know that I am not for everyone, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I know that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And guess what? I'm good with that. But I would rather be someone's shot of tequila any day. Because what I do know is that I have impacted people and I have left them better than they were when I found them, for sure. I can say that without hesitation and without blinking an eye. I contributed to their life or to their business through the vehicle of Global Women Speakers and so many other things. There are people that have just tiptoed into Global Women Speakers. They got clients. They sold their first book. They got their first client. They created a program. They partnered with other women. They are seen as influencers or influential and so many other things. So I know for a fact, don't need any validation, that I have been able to put people in the right places to either connect, make money, grow, expand. You know why I know that? Because it's fact. And someone put me there, and I had to give a huge shout out to none other than the Nick Sarnicola. Nick Sarnicola, if you ever see this video, I am humbly grateful to you, to your leadership, to the man, the leader, the entrepreneur, the icon, the titan that you have become. And I am just honored that you chose me way back in 13 to say, you know what, I see something in you and I want to help you bring it into fruition, bring it into the physical realm. I want to see you materialize that thing. I knew I had it, but I didn't know how to tap into it. I needed someone to pull it out to show me, and you did exactly that. And so thank you, thank you, thank you to the Nick Sarnicola. Now, listen to Tim Grover. Not only did he just stab me, just had chill bumps on my arms and made me realize that I really need to get back into the lab. And after that, here comes Alex Morton. The things that he's been able to do. Like, how? Like, he literally went and found a company, I Am Academy. I've heard about his trading. I had People who are top performers in the network marketing space partner with him and they've made millions of dollars. And he's still laser focused on his business model, doing exactly that. Now, listen, the MD Motivator, Google MD Motivator, MD Motivator. His name is Zachary. He went to medical school during COVID. COVID hit. He was lonely, right? He couldn't go home out of the country because he's not from the States. And so he was just depressed. He couldn't go home and see his friends nor his family. He couldn't make new friends here in a different country because it was COVID, social distancing, stay back, cover your mouth, don't touch me, right? And so he had a sign that said he just wanted a hug. He blindfolded himself and had a sign. He just wanted a hug. You know what happened? It went viral. How many of you are willing to lay aside your ego, your reputation, what other people may think of you, and go out and get a hug? A simple hug. People were starving and still are hungry for human connection. So he got it the best way he knew how. And darn it, if people could have a sign that says, "We'll work for food," you can have a sign that says, "I just want a hug," or whatever that is that you need. And so you have to seek what you want. You have to ask for it. You have to get it. Yes, you have to get it. Nothing's going to come to you. It is not. It is not. Listen, David Goggins was on stage, and like he is iconic to say the least. They had Q&A. People were asking questions, right? How does he get over? How does he overcome when he felt like failure? How does he overcome that mindset of being that 300-pound kid who's now he's like 185? His abs are a washboard. He showed them on stage. So people were asking him questions. And I just sat and I listened. And my question to him was, do you have any friends? He is a Navy SEAL and a Marine. Everything is stringent and structured. I mean, getting up at 3 a.m., settling for nonsense, like zero nonsense, zero, no nonsense. No, I feel bad today. No, I can't get up. No, I'm not. No, he has no days off. He still runs, get this, 200 miles. Like even after having surgeries on his knees, he has a plate in his leg and he still runs. The doctors told David that he would never run again. And here he is running 200 miles. So who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? I was thinking back to like weeks and months ago. I was listening to people who said, you know what, you said we're going to get this. We haven't got this. And, I'm like, listen, bear with me, step in, help. Let's do something. Don't just complain and go tell someone else and tell someone else. That is not the type of members that we have in our group. So you're not a fit. That's just the reality. We have people that see a problem, bring it to my attention, or they step in and solve it. That's the kind of solutions we have. That's the kind of solution. That's the only solution. And so, you know what my question was to David Goggins? Do you have any friends, right? He answered, and he just gave an answer that touched my heart, even though it was harsh. He said, just cut them off. Who cares? If you call someone your friend and you call them and you tell them that you are going to quit medical school, you're going to quit your career, your dream, you're going to quit, law school. He said, what is that friend going to do? Are they going to say, okay, I understand, and they're going to baby you through it or nurse you or support you through it, whichever word you decide to use. Don't get caught up on the semantics, whichever word you want to use. I may not have said the word that resonates with you. Use your word. I'm using my word. So whatever word you want to use, are you going to support them, or are you going to just say, I understand? Or are you going to do this? He gave a very enlightening perspective. And that was, no, if one of his friends was to call him and say that they are going to quit medical school, he would say, okay, hang up, go over their house the next morning, get them up, take them to the library, stay there with them while they study, take them back home, and get up and do it the next day again and again. That had me thinking, do I have any friends or do I know anyone that if I was to say, you know what, I just want to quit, I just want to give up, that they will come and say, no, you cannot quit. You have a gift that you must bring to the world. You can't quit, Tina. People are counting on you, and not just your family, but other families. You have girlfriends. You have enemies that are counting on you to give free content. You have people that are counting on you. Will they come and knock on your door? Will they come and knock on your door and get you out of bed if you tell them that you're depressed and you've been in the bed for 3 days? How many of you honestly have those kind of friends? You don't have to answer out loud. You don't have to put it in chat. But truly, how many of us have those kind of friends that would do that for you? And so Tim Grover was amazing. David Goggins, unbelievable, fire. And then there were people in between, right? We had Magic Johnson, Alex Morton, Tim Grover, Nick Sarnicola. We had Max as a panelist, Nick as a panelist, Robin panelist. It was unbelievable, unbelievable, incredible. And then to like top it off, with like Grant Cardone, Grant gives like 2 F's. He gives a care. He does not care what you think of him. He does not care what you say. He just wants you to click the link. And here's the deal. Whether you like him or not, he's grossing $1 billion. Whether you like him or not. And he's laser focused on feeding his family and building an empire. Now we have Rick Ross, right? Rick Ross, Rick the Boss. And I have a confession. I don't know any of his songs. I just don't. I don't. Rick, I don't know any of your songs, but I love your business mind, your business acumen, your business savvy. You are a beast. But today, when I heard the music, I was like, hey, I was jamming. I was jamming. I like the beats, but I don't know what it was saying. And I'm talking about I was front and center. Why was I front and center? Because I want to learn. I'm a sponge. I will learn everything. And I love to network. I will not allow any more opportunity to pass me by. Let me share a story with you guys. I don't know the year. They had something called Magic Cash. And it was a preloaded debit card. And back in the day, those were really popular. Those were really popular. 1 minute, Albert. They were really popular. And so that was this company that said, we're going to have Magic Cash. And they took all the top performing athletes, put their faces on the card, and they were going to give those cards and let people load them to people who could not open a bank account. And so I was like, yes. And I was at the forefront. I was going to be one of the, one of the investors and one of the retailers. I called Walmart and asked if I can have those cards at the checkout and people could buy them. And I would get 10 cent, not 10%, 10 cent every time someone swiped that card. 10 cent. Now I would have been just a millionaire based off just those transactions. But you know what happened? I didn't do them. I didn't follow through. And so I missed out on that opportunity. And I can tell you so many other opportunities. Let's talk about Spanx, right? Let's talk about Spanx. Ladies, I didn't know what Spanx was, but I just knew that I did not like panty lines. And so I would go to CVS and I would buy these tights. I would buy them in black, and they were like control top. That was the name of them. Control top, and they were tights. I love tights. And so I would cut out the legs and just keep the top of them. But that's as far as I thought. I'm like, this is awesome. What if they made them? How many times have you said, what if they made them? Has anyone thought of something and said, dang, I wish they had, or I wish they made? Who is they? Who is they? How come you can't create it? How come you can't make it? And when Sarah Blakely came out with Spanx, I'm like, she stole my idea. She stole my idea. But no, she didn't steal my idea at all. Because it was just a thought for me. It wasn't an idea because I didn't materialize it. It was just a thought. But she became a billionaire off of Spanx. A billionaire. How many ideas have you had? How many thoughts that could have been million or billion-dollar ideas that you did not execute? You just thought about it. Well, you know what? After this weekend, I refuse to lose. I refuse to allow other any other opportunities that come across Global Women Speakers table, my table, any of it. I refuse to allow any opportunity to pass me by or to not execute on. And I'm challenging you to do exactly the same. So when Rick Ross was on, listening to him, like he wants a percentage of everything. He has an expansive brand. Expansive. He had on some tennis shoes that was by a young man, in a state that just created some shoes and he wore them. Liquor brands. He supports other people without wanting repayment. And because of that generosity, people give reciprocity. He shared the story of him like being in a club like every night, with Diddy's Ciroc, right? This is water, of course. I don't drink, but this Diddy's Ciroc, Sean Combs, Puffy's Ciroc. He was always popping bottles with Ciroc, right? And so it was always on his Instagram. And he said that Puffy reached out to him and said, "Hey, you know what, man, I see what you're doing. I just want to meet with you." And gave him a check for $1 million. $1 million. He was not expecting it. But just because he supported someone else when he wasn't making any money from it, he just was drinking Ciroc because he liked it. Tagging Diddy. And so I share that to say there are people who would not tag your brand. They would not tag Hottie Body. They would not tag Global Women Speakers because they really silently don't want you to win. You got to get rid of them, period. You just can't. I put people on platforms. I put them in places. I connect them with other people for them to grow their businesses. Period. Out of the kindness of my heart. I could be on every magazine, every billboard myself. I could pay for it. But you know what? When people ask me, "Hey, I have an opportunity. Would you like to be on this billboard? Would you like to speak on this stage?" I open it up to my audience, my group. And there are people who will get an opportunity that would never, ever call me and say, "Hey, you know what? Hey, there's this group, there's this opportunity." They would never, ever do that. And so I have a whole different perspective. Totally different perspective from this conference. And I'm here to tell you that no apologies, unashamed, unapologetic. Seriously, like literally, I am just chill bumps on my arms, tears in my eye. It's unbelievable about what has happened this weekend. It is unbelievable. I needed to be here. It was not on my calendar. It was not on Global Women Speakers itinerary. I was not supposed to be here, but I was supposed to be here. I needed this more than ever. More than ever. And so when David Goggins was talking, and my question to him was, yes, do you have any friends? But I also said, you know what, may I take a photo with you? Just simply ask the question. He said, sure, come on. So out of 2,000 people, I was the only one that was able to take a picture with David Goggins. The only one. Ask the right questions. I cannot share that with you enough. Ask the right questions. You know how I got on stage with Donald Trump? Hold up. We're not talking about his presidency, his indictment. We're not talking about any of that. I'm talking about the businessman, Donald Trump. If you can become a blank slate, take the presidency out of your mind for a moment, Donald Trump, the businessman. For me to get on stage with him, you know what? I had to ask the right question. I was in a crowd of hundreds of people. I held my hand up for 21 minutes. Boy, did my shoulder hurt. And so everyone was asking him questions about real estate, stocks, bonds, how he made his money. And you know what my question was? My question was, will you mentor me? Can you say that out loud? Will you mentor me? When you find someone that has the lifestyle, the income, the legacy, the knowledge that you desire, humble yourself and ask the question. And honestly, he was the first billionaire that even gave me the opportunity. The first billionaire. I was on stage with him only because of that. Then I believe that my belief system that I can be anywhere, no matter where you come from, you can go anywhere. I was, listen, a teenage mom, pregnant 18, daughter at 19, welfare, food stamps, prison, yes, all of that. And I was on stage with Donald Trump. I was on Necker Island with Richard Branson. Ladies, I don't know what your story is. And I know some of you are ashamed. You're not ready to tell your story. You're not ready to tell the world that you were raped or that you were molested or that you were a prostitute or that you were in poverty or you or got a divorce or that you had an abortion or that you made $1 million or that you made $1 billion, because yes, people are ashamed of that as well. There's a such thing of a fear of success. It's called achievemophobia. Did you know that? There's a word in the English language where it's a word that means the fear of success. And oftentimes we're playing small because we're afraid of being successful. We're afraid because you know why? We talked about people who were successful. They had a name. You don't want to leave your friends. You don't want to leave your family behind. And I know for me, that was part of my problem. I know it was. I used to want to travel, but I didn't have anyone that can go with me. Either they had to get off work, they couldn't afford it, I had to pay for it, or they were going somewhere and I couldn't afford it. So I didn't travel. That's why now there's nothing that will keep me off of a plane, from an island, a country, a lake, a monument, one of the seven wonders of the world. There's nothing that would keep me away from that. And so I don't know where you are in your life. I don't know what your plans are. I don't know what your legacy is. But what I do know is that people will come into your life and they will leave. People will come and say, hey, listen, I'm here. I want to help you build this or build that. I want to partner with you. They will say anything for the time being. People will come and go. Accept it. Let them go. Number two is that everyone is not going to want to elevate. They're not going to want to go higher. Some people are comfortable. They're comfortable where they are. They feel they don't need anymore. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's not your level of comfortability, let it go. Surround yourself with people that want more so they can do more, so they can have more, so they can give more. It's okay. It is okay. It is literally okay. This is your life. You have to answer for it. Your obituary has to be read, and it has to be what you want it to be. Now, I just know for myself that I literally have to earn enough income so I can travel the world, take care of my family. I want to be able to give. I want to grow my nonprofit, Her Business Matters. I want to sponsor young girls all over the world. I know that Global Women Speakers will be the #1 platform for women entrepreneurs to share their message, sell their products and their services, just sell, and network with other women literally around the globe that speak different languages that don't look like them, that practices different religions. It will be a one world woman culture. Yes, we're going to do local events all over the states, but we're also going to do, you know, nationwide and as well as international. And so I don't know where you spend your money. I don't know what you do, but for me, I am going to start saving my coins for investments. And when I say investments, I meant like tonight, today they offered a branding package, $25,000. And I know some of you are like, what, $25,000? Yeah, $25,000. And I know it is a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a lot of money. But do you know what you get with that? Someone that has created $1 million brand to do the same exactly for you and your brand. How many of you honestly would have invested 25,000? And I know some of you are like, you know what, I don't have it. I don't even know where I'm gonna get it. So they allowed you to pay 2,000. And most people wouldn't have invested the 2,000 because they were like, well, how am I gonna pay the rest? Screw that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just make the investment and the rest will happen. And so I am like literally getting out of my voice is almost gone. But I can tell you this. Some people would have never ever made the trip to Tampa because it wasn't on their calendar, because they didn't plan it, because it was last minute, and all of the other things. And I could have been that person. But I am so grateful. When I say I'm so grateful, like you guys have no idea how grateful I am. I am forever grateful. I am indebted to Nick for just I mean just literally for allowing me to get a ticket. Like literally. I am so honored to have been here for the first RiseCon ever, to have met some incredible people. It is not your tip of the mill conference. Like when I look at a lineup and I see someone that I want to meet, that I want their knowledge, I'm going to be in the room no matter what. And I'm not just going to be just sitting in the chair, patting. That's not who I am. I'm going to bring energy to that room. I am. I am not going to sit quietly. I made an investment. And oftentimes when we make an investment, we think somebody has something for us. It's something for us to get, to get, to get, to get. But honestly, I'm here to tell you that sometimes the event needs you as well. People came to me and said, you know what? You made my experience. Simply a hi, a hug, a compliment, genuine, authentic hug. And so they're at a pool party right now. And I was like, I should just go to the pool party, just pick, Sunday speaker series up next Sunday. But I'm like, no, I can't do that because I made a commitment. I made a commitment that I would be here every single Sunday. And the people that said yes to being on Sunday speaker series from this conference alone is going to be explosive. It's going to be explosive. So I challenge you, I encourage you to be here next Sunday on the 25th for Sunday Speaker Series. It is going to be actually our 26th series of Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. And so, ladies, if you have a message, even if you're afraid to share it, connect with me. Literally connect with me. I want you to go to globalwomenspeakers.com, globalwomenspeakers.com, and I will love for you to just fill out the intake form or send me an email. Send me an email at speak@globalwomenspeakers.com, speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. I had a public group. It was public. And I let everybody in it. I shared opportunities, etc. And there were people who they would never ever comment, but they were in the group, connecting with other people, getting clients. They were building relationships. They were partnering. They were doing all of those things, but never ever gave Global Women Speakers the credit ever, let alone me. They would never say me, right? And that's okay because now it's a private group. And what I am getting ready to pour inside of that group, I am going to pour into that group my time, my energy, my resources. I'm leveling up. I will be on time. I will show up. I'm going to show out. I'm going to do things like I've never done before. And I encourage you to do the same thing in your business. Don't look at me. Don't look at what I'm doing or what I'm not doing. What are you doing? Are you leveling up? Are you still at the same job you have for 15 years? Are you still trying to build that business that you've been building for the last 5 years? Are you changing your title and your business every 3 months? Are you adding so much on you don't know what to do? Like what's going on? What are you doing? And I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. And you can either join me or just or watch me. I'll give you popcorn. But I'm here to tell you that it is a new day. I am so full. I am overwhelmingly grateful. I'm overwhelmingly full with knowledge, with expectations, purpose, grit, hard work, passion. It is so on. I promise you. I promise you. Just watch. I have nothing else to say. All I can tell you is that I made a commitment to be here every single Sunday, and I'm showing up every single Sunday. And I'm going to bring the best of the best. And GlobalCon Live, yes, our Global Women Speakers Conference is going to be fire. Fire. If you are a member, yes, you're already on stage. Don't even worry about it. Or you're on a panel. And so I am looking for a team of women who are badasses, powerhouses in their industry. They would like to volunteer at the conference. They would like to help out with growing the mission and expanding global women speakers around the world. Send me an email, speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. It is not game on, it's game over. It is over. I am going after the trophy. It is game over. But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis. I'm the founder of Global Women Speakers. I come from humble beginnings, but I can tell you it's not how you start, it's how you finish. There is no way possible that I should have been mentored by billionaires. I should not be in rooms like I was in today based off of statistics. How? Projects Penthouse, Projects Penthouse. No. Projects Billionaire, Welfare Bill. How? 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 It's game over. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. And every single day, you got to start over. David Goggins used to be 300 pounds or almost 300 pounds, right? And he says that every single day, and this, I mean, he's a grown man. He's like 48 now. So he said every day that 300-pound kid is saying, come here, you're fat. So he has to fight it every single day. Every single day. And so do we. Whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, you have to fight it every single day. You have to go get it. Wake up with purpose. Wake up with purpose. Purpose is an incredible alarm clock. Go to bed with a dream, but wake up with a purpose. All I can tell you is that my purpose, my mission, and my vision has been renewed, restored, and revamped. I am on fire. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis. I am here with you on our 25th series of Sunday Speaker Series, and I'll be here next week, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific for our Sunday Speaker Series. It will be number 26. And I can tell you, when we first started, it was 14 hours long. December 1st, 12 hours long. And now we finally got it down to 2 hours, 2 to 4 hours. And so I am not strict on the time. It doesn't matter because I am going to flow with the Spirit. If people come and they want to give of their time, their gift, their expertise, their mastery, why not? Why not? Why not? I am excited. I tell you, it's a new day, and I am so excited. If you have not booked a call, book a call now. Book a call now. Book a call with me, Dr. Tina D. Book a call. I am going to put my Calendly link in the comments on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as in LinkedIn. Connect. Listen, we are so much the same, then we are different. And there's this thing that says if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So I invite you. I invite you to go with me, Dr. Tina D. Lewis, the bottom line queen and global women speakers. I love you guys and I appreciate you. I am so in awe of what has been happening with global women speakers. And I give all the glory, all the honor, all of it, because he made me who I am. And no matter how people try to tear you down or destroy you or, you know, compete with you or whatever it is that they do, God continues to protect me. He continues to uplift me and give me more than I can ever imagine. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. Thank you, Jesus. I am so grateful, so humble. I'm so grateful. Touch not my anointed. Yes. And I know for a fact that I'm anointed. Nobody needs to tell me that. Nobody needs to tell me. And it's not being braggadocious. It's not being egotistic. It's none of those things. I am humble. I love people genuinely. I would give you anything and everything. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And if you give me the opportunity, I will correct it. That's just who I am. I don't know if you don't tell me, but what I do know is you can't lead where you've never been. And I've been there. You can't teach what you don't know. And I know a lot of things because I paid for the knowledge. And you can't give what you don't have. And so it is my obligation to make sure that I have it all so I can give it all. Once again, thank you so much for being here, Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I am signing off. Had an absolute blast. Are you kidding me? Rick Ross, David Goggins, Magic Johnson, Tim Grover, Kobe's coach. Are you kidding me? Woo! Stay tuned. So much more is happening. I love you. I appreciate you. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless your dreams. This episode is officially a wrap. Bye bye.